You can get hurt in the gym if you do exercises incorrectly. So today we're gonna talk all about that in this episode. It's all about good form. What is up, people? Jean Carlos here with the Total Body Training Podcast, where I help people get lean, gain muscle, and build some damn confidence. And today I am talking about good form in the gym. I went on Facebook and I asked my friends, my followers, what they would like to hear me talk about on the podcast, and my friend Angelica Leandra, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, Angelica, asked me to talk about good form, and I'm assuming how to develop good form. So I've got 3 big tips to help you out, Angelica, and hopefully other people who listen to the podcast or watch the video version of this podcast. And just so you know, you don't actually, if you're listening to me on, a podcasting platform, you don't actually have to watch this video to understand what I'm about to tell you. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got 3 major tips, and then I've got a challenge for you at the end of this episode. So let's go ahead and start off. When you're first learning how to do basic movements, like say the squat, the bench, the deadlift, those movements where you're using free weights, dumbbell exercises, things like that, my first recommendation is that you hop on YouTube. YouTube, there are tons of people teaching tons of amazing instructors who are teaching the right way to do exercises. Now, there are some people who are teaching it differently. You're gonna notice that. So let's say that you were to watch Juggernaut Training Systems, Chad Wesley Smith, teaching you how to squat. It's going to be different than, say, Mark Ripito, who teaches the starting strength method for squatting and the starting strength method for deadlifting. They teach them somewhat differently. In my humble opinion, I think both of those methods work. They might disagree with you, they might say it's different or that it doesn't, but both of those people have a sufficient background and knowledge of how to strength train and things like that, and I feel that both of them offer really great instructional videos. I will say that I am biased. I feel that anything that is put out by Juggernaut Training Systems in terms of technique is probably the best workout tutorials that you can watch online as far as I've seen. I mean, they're extremely informative. You should hop on their YouTube channel and try to find their instructional guides for squatting, benching, and deadlifting and things like that. Now, I also have my own instructional guides. I feel that Chad's is a little bit more informative. They put a little bit more work into it, to be honest, but if you want to see me and a powerlifter named Ashton Ruska teach you how to do them, they're perfectly fine. They're just a little bit more simple than the videos that Juggernaut Training Systems puts out. Just the editing and things like that, it's a bit more straightforward, and the video is shorter. So if you want something that's a little bit shorter and more easy, I think, to follow, then you might want to hop on our channel and watch me and Ashton Ruska teach you how to squat, bench, and deadlift. I'll post a link to those videos in here. We just go through the technique. Now, how do you know that you're doing these movements right? That brings me to number 2. Step number 2. My recommendation is kind of like two recommendations. Is first, once you watch these videos, okay, you can bring the videos with you to the gym and watch them on your phone while you're working out so you can figure out how to do it. But the tip that I have for you is that you record yourself. So you take your phone, you set it up, and you set it from a few different angles to watch yourself doing your squat. Does my squat look correct? Does it look similar to the ones in these videos? And then listen to the tips again, and then look back and say, all right, I could fix this, this, and this. Most people aren't naturally good at these movements. Some people learn them quicker than other people, but on average, you're going to need some time in order to improve and learn how to do your stuff. So just make sure that you're recording yourself and you're evaluating what you could do better and comparing it to the way that you see professional people doing it in these workout tutorials like Ashton and myself, or like Chad or Mark Ripito, right? Watch those videos and try to compare your squats, your bench, and your deadlift to the movements of professionals, and make sure that you're continuing to do them correctly. Now, maybe you're not a fan of having your phone on you, or maybe you need something that's a little less distracting. You can use a mirror. A mirror is not quite as easy. I strongly recommend that you use a phone with the mirror, especially when you're doing a deadlift. You have to like crank your neck weird and things like that. A mirror can be useful when you're squatting. I think that's a useful place when you're doing it, and specifically when you're squatting with no weight, because once you've got a barbell on your back, it can be uncomfortable because it's pressing on your spine to be looking around and things like that. I've actually hurt myself using the mirror when I'm deadlifting weight and things like that. So you can use it when you're doing things body weight, but from there on out, you're going to, once you start loading weight onto your back, you're gonna wanna record yourself. That's really the best way. Now, the next tip that I have for you is get a trainer. You don't have to do this. You can learn perfectly fine on your own. I'm self-taught. There are plenty of people who are self-taught. Having a trainer is going to, if you want to make that investment, is going to speed up the process of you learning the movements, and you're going to make sure that you're doing them very, very well. Now, not all trainers are the same. Some trainers teach with different styles of learning how to squat, bench, and deadlift. You want somebody who's been doing this for a while, somebody who's a little bit more educated, that'll be useful, versus someone who's a beginner. No offense to newbie trainers, I was a newbie trainer. Sometimes when you're a beginner, you don't have all of the tips and the tricks down yet, and that's why I would recommend that people go with somebody who has some credibility and some experience. That's it. So that's what I would do there. I would get a solid trainer who can teach you how to do those movements and to do any other strength training movements that you're looking to learn to get your body in shape. Angelica and anybody else who's listening to this. Also, number 4, this isn't a tip, I have a good form challenge for you all. So what is this? If you are struggling to know if you're doing your movements correctly, my challenge to you is to record yourself the next time you go into the gym and you post it on the Total Body Training page, and you ask us, myself or Pamela, to critique your form. So this is our critique challenge. Send me videos of yourself, and it has to be posted on our page. Don't DM me these. It has to be posted on our page and say, am I squatting correctly? Am I deadlifting correctly? Am I benching correctly? And we will critique your form. I promise you, we're not mean, we're not rude with how we analyze people. I'm going to give you the best of I'm going to be polite and try my best to give you the best answers to your questions, to improving your technique without you actually having to be in here. So please, send me those on my page, Angelica, and anybody else who wants something. I'm not looking to charge you for this. I just want to see how many people we can get sending us videos and how many people I can help and change their form so they've got good form going from here on out. All right, people, thank you so much for tuning in. Angelica, I hope I answered all your questions. Until next time, peace.